Hi everybody, it's me, Mrs. B. I hope you're all okay. Thanks for joining me today. I know that lots of you are homeschooling at the moment and looking to write lots of sentences. So I thought, what better way to help you think about sentences than cut up sentences? Grab your paper, grab your coloured pens and scissors, and let's have a go. Okay, so a coloured pen and strips of paper or card, ready to write our sentence. And the sentence that I think I'm going to write, so we could use these for lots of different sentences, or if there's just one that's needed to be done. Let's have a think. If we're doing a topic, let's say on robots, maybe. How long did the robot take to build or create? So the robot took, I'm going to run out of room, 5 years to, but that's fine because we've got another sheet of cards. That's fine. I've got a card, but you might use paper. It's absolutely fine, not a problem. The robot took 5 years to build. Okay. Oops, Mrs. B can't spell. I don't like that. It's scribble, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to cut that out there. So let's do it again. Even Mrs. B makes mistakes. The robot took 5 years to build. Punctuation as well. We can do that separate. So let's put that over here. And then the next thing we're going to do is cut that out. Now remember, children, I've said before in videos, be careful if your grown-ups around, make sure you're watching them carefully. So let's cut out the bit we don't need, okay, and we'll put that away. We don't want that, we'll save that for later. And then you're literally cutting up all the words, okay. Let's do it from this end. Snip, snip, snip. And the last one. But you'll notice what I'm doing now is cutting the word and then the full stop separately. Okay, you'll see why. Scissors in the pot. Okay, so now we're going to mix muddle the sentence words, and we're going to try and build that sentence again. Okay, so we've come up with the idea of the sentence. We've cut it all out so the words are separate. Now we're going to remember what that sentence says. We're going to remember the order of it. So the took years, the what took years. Lay the words out so we can see. The robot took years to build. Full stop. But I've missed something. I've missed out the word 5. But that does make sense on its own, doesn't it? The robot took years to build. But how many years? So we're adding that detail, aren't we? So the robot took 5 years to build. Okay. Now, if I am working in upper key stage 2, so years 5 and 6, and possibly even some children who are, working at greater depth in year 3 and year 4 maybe, or even if you just want to push your child, we can talk about adding some extra information, and that is what we call a relative clause. So a relative clause can be dropped into a sentence that gives us extra information or additional information about a noun. Now, if we look at the sentence we've got, the noun in this sentence, can anybody spot that, children? Which is the noun? Let's get the helping hand. Oops. The noun is the naming word. What is the name of the object in this sentence? Yes, robot is the noun. So we want to add some information, extra information about the noun, okay? So what can we say about the robot? The robot, that was, and we usually introduce a relative clause with a relative pronoun, such as that, which, who, whose, where and when. That was, so the robot, can you think of a good description, children? Pause now to think of something to describe the robot. I've got one. Mine is going to be, that was shiny and short. So I'm also introducing a bit of alliteration into that sentence. So what we're going to do now is cut up that sentence again. So do that. Now, because I've not got much space on the desk where I'm showing you the sentence here, you might have a lot more room. You might be working on the floor, on a larger table surface. I've split the sentence, so I'm going to have part of the sentence here and part below, okay? So let's have a look. The robot that was shiny, short, and short, took 5 years to build. Now that's quite a long sentence, so one thing that some children might have spotted is a relative clause needs to be separated by commas. So we're going to spot where to put the commas. So the robot that was shiny and short, that's the extra bit of information we've added in. So we need a comma at the end there to have a short pause in the sentence. But there's another comma to separate that relative clause. And where did it begin? We're looking after the noun, aren't we? So we're going to pop the comma in there. So the robot, comma, that was shiny and short, comma, took 5 years to build. And what we know is if we take out that relative clause, that sentence still makes sense, doesn't it? So we're extending our writing. Really good. Have a go. Drop some sentences in the comments below. One more thing we can do with this sentence is we can manipulate it, so we can move it around and change it. I wonder if anybody can spot how we could do that. Pause and have a think. Okay, so to manipulate this sentence, I'm going to just go back to the original part that we had to say the robot, comma, that took 5 years to build. We have the camera now, we've got room. Let's move it across a little bit because we need, let's come underneath, it took 5 years to build, comma, so now that's become the relative clause, was shiny and short, full stop. Now we could also take out some of the extra description, was shiny or was short, or we could move those words around, was short and shiny. So much you can do with cut up sentences. Have fun, and grown-ups, come up with your own as well. See if you can make them really funny. But if it is that you've got to do sentences for your writing, that's a really good way to come up with some that you've got to add more detail to. So have a go and leave us those comments below. Have fun with those cut up sentences, guys. Don't forget to leave a comment below if you've come up with some good ones, and have fun manipulating them as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share.